Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. Today we're going to be continuing our video series about relevant family law issues in the way of child custody. So that's going to be very interesting, so please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to give you an overview of child custody and how child custody works and how the court makes those determinations. First of all, if you've got a child custody case and you want to have a dispute and a resolution about who's going to have custody of the child, we got to have a couple things in order. First, we got to determine who the parents are. Determining who the mom is usually not so complicated, but sometimes it's complicated to determine who the father is. So if the father wants to initiate something, the father's going to have to either have a determination that he's the father, or be on the birth certificates, or file a certificate or an affidavit of parentage. Now, not every court will require you with your filings to produce an affidavit of parentage. I mean, if you say you're the father, there's no objection. Sometimes the courts will not necessarily require it as a prerequisite for going forward, but eventually the court is probably going to want to make sure that they're going through all this process. That damn well better be the proper father there. Now, once it's determined who the parents are, somebody's going to file a petition for custody. And that petition is basically going to say, we're the parents, I want custody of the child, and the court should enter an order of visitation. In order to determine who should get the custody, there are a dozen statutory factors that the court has to evaluate. They're not all evenly weighted, and the court has to take testimony on them to determine what's in the best interest of the minor child. Should the child be with parent A or parent B? Now, sometimes it's very close. Sometimes it's not close at all. Sometimes the father wants custody and the mother's a drug addict and an alcoholic. That makes the court's decision a little easier. But sometimes we have two very similarly situated parents and it's really a tough call for the court to pick one over the other. In that situation, the court could opt for a joint custody situation where both parents essentially have equal rights, they both have equal custody, and they both share equally in the parenting time. The decision about who's going to get it is ultimately up to the judge if the parties can't agree, but who gets the custody factors into another aspect that we're going to discuss in another video, and that has to do with support of the child and how that interplays with child custody. Suffice it to say, if the parties cannot agree on the child custody, it'll be up to the court to conduct an evidentiary hearing, to take testimony on all of the 12 factors, to analyze those factors and render an opinion of those factors based on the evidence and the proofs, and then decide who between mom and dad, who should be the one to get custody. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.